So yes, those are kayaks in the truck, and we are abandoning the pontoon boat for this episode of Fishing in the Gulf, because it's time that we acted like men, got down next to the water without motors, and confronted nature on its own terms, and in a different location. We're on Ozello Trail Road, which is the road to our kayak drop-off site, and this one has a national reputation. Of all the magazines in the world, Car and Driver cited this as one of the great highways in all of Florida for testing out your hot car, because it's got twisty, windy turns all over it. There's hardly anybody that lives out here, and it's a great car road. Well, that's not why we're here, so we're going to behave ourselves. And you know what? I see what Car and Driver means. This is a twisty, windy road, and it includes all kinds of scary do not exceed signs. All right, we're at the John Brown boat launch site here in Ozello, and the kayaks are in the water. We got lots of good flat water. The weather is utterly perfect, so we won't work up too much of a sweat because it's like high 60s, but with the sunlight it feels a little warmer than. So off we go. I'm hitting the oyster bars here. Catch up with the captain. Although I guess now that I'm in my boat by myself, I'm my own captain. The water feels like it's in the 70s here. Time to go fishing. See how deep it is. Yeah, like 2.5 feet. All right, I've spent about 90 seconds with hook in the water, so I can't declare victory or defeat yet, but we're gonna paddle upstream a bit. Nice, pretty little healthy looking mangroves here. Well, the captain looked like he had something, but right here in the mangroves, it could tend to be a snag. The good thing is you can get into the shallow water and get it. The bad thing is there's all kinds of sharp oyster beds here, so you can easily snag them. Yeah, let's see how the pros do it here. Well, so far we're catching nothing but solitude, but it could be worse. The water's about 70, the air's about 70. Humidity is about 0. Still no bites, so we're gonna head up to the highway bridge over there. Let's see if we can knock ourselves over here by crashing into each other. Yeah, I'm not really prepared for a full dunking. My car keys and my wallet are in this little lunch bag in plastic, but who knows whether this thing will float. It'll float, I'm pretty sure. This is the aforementioned infamous Ozello Trail Highway. And here come some customers. Just regular cars, though. And they're not zooming. Not doing any magazine articles for Car and Driver. And the captain's fishing under the bridge. I guess I will, too. Nice lot of oysters on the pilings here. Maybe we should be going for oysters today. And the tide is coming in. I'm really moving along. I'll catch up with that guy in a second. All right, so we don't really exactly have a map here, but we have wound our way through these almost trail-wide little places here, and we've gotten ourselves into one heck of an interesting matrix and labyrinth of bayous here. It's crazy. The captain's over there trying to pull up a map on the internet. But he did catch a fish, a ladyfish. And we're just kind of lost now, but it is interesting out here. What's wrong with this picture? There's a guy standing over on the shore, and his kayak has drifted away. And what you didn't see was him staggering over those sharp oyster beds and falling into the water, and his kayak drifting away. Lucky I was here. Did you get any good oysters? All right, so here's what you don't want to do when you're out on these little oyster shoals, is fall over, which is exactly what he did. But he's collecting oysters. Oh, don't fall there. As a kid, we occasionally got served a bowl of oyster stew. And, you know, as a 4-year-old, it was about the most repulsive soup on the planet. And so he can have his oysters. You know how certain things you eat when you're ill or whatever, you just forget it. I ain't touching an oyster ever. I'll eat other gooey things, but not oysters. These folks over here just grounded themselves. They had to get out and walk.
Why don't you get a close-up of my oyster?
Oh, I will when we get back to the dock. Okay, that family got itself out of trouble.
They live dangerously, though.
But they were going kind of fast. They had another oyster bar.
If they hit a bar, those kids will go flying in every direction.
Yeah, nobody was wearing a life jacket either. All right, we've been paddling heavily for 45 minutes because we're going against the tide. And this paddling into the sun is brutal. So we're getting a workout. We're going to sleep tonight, that's for sure. All right, there's a new plan. We would have about another half a mile or so of paddling, and our shoulders are killing it. So the captain there on shore says he's going to go get the truck. The only trouble is the steams here are pretty awful, but luckily I've got my mask here, and I got bug off. And here I come. Whee! Now let's see if I can stand up. All right, I just got to sit around and swat bugs for 45 minutes. Good luck, be quick. Faster. Faster.
I'm trying.
Well, you made it quick. I wasn't doing much for a while here. This is my ride, by the way. The ride went and walked and got the car, so we don't have to paddle anymore. Because our poor, frail, elderly arms are getting sore.
And my poor elderly legs are now
Rubber. All right, so the captain had a very good catch of oysters today, and I think this is going to be part of lunch. These things are ridiculously sharp and dangerous. You can see if you fell on a...
razor blades.
Yeah, it's just nothing but razor blades. So, what are you going to do to prepare them for dinner?
Well, you can't eat them just raw. See this snot here? You just suck it out and chew it up and swallow it.
Well, I dare you.
Nah, I think I like them fried better.
Okay. So at the end of our mission, we noticed here at the docks, there are vultures waiting. This is what happens when old guys go out kayaking. The vultures have an innate sense of the possibilities of this, and they see a potential meal in it. Hence, they are waiting here at the landing. So that's the end of our trip. I would call it a successful trip because no one died. Someone actually collected some food out of the ocean, and we had some great exercise, and the weather was more or less perfect. What more could you want? Good night, everybody.